Some creatures once lived on Earth. That sound completely made up. Animals so strange, they look like bad CGI. The kind you'd expect from a video game or a science fiction movie, not real life. And yet, they were real. Fossils and bones tell their story. Tracks, imprints, even occasionally preserved soft tissue prove these animals actually existed. Some of them behaved in ways we can barely imagine. Some had hunting strategies that would make a modern predator look silly. Others had bodies designed so strangely, scientists didn't even know which side was up. Today, you're meeting 5 of them. 5 creatures that challenge your sense of what life can be. We're looking at 5 extinct animals most people have never heard of. No dinosaurs. No famous prehistoric giants. Just genuinely strange creatures that disappeared forever, leaving behind only fossils and mystery. Each of these animals shows a different way life experimented, sometimes successfully, sometimes not so much. And studying them now helps us understand not only the past, but how fragile life really is. Let's start with one that confused scientists for decades. Hallucigenia. It lived over 500 million years ago during the Cambrian explosion, a period when life on Earth was trying every possible form. Hallucigenia was tiny, only a few centimeters long. A delicate worm-like creature with a body structure that seemed almost impossible. Its body made no sense. Long, stiff spikes ran along one side. Spikes that were clearly used for defense. Soft, tentacle-like limbs waved along the other side, used to move slowly across the seafloor. For years, scientists couldn't agree which side was up. Some early reconstructions showed it walking on its spikes. Others showed it floating upside down, legs flailing in the wrong direction. Eventually, better fossils revealed the truth. The spikes were for defense. The limbs were its legs. Hallucigenia looked like a creature, assembled without instructions. No modern animal really compares to it. Imagine a tiny worm with spears on its back, creeping along the seafloor, dodging predators that were only a few millimeters bigger, yet just as deadly. It's a reminder that early life didn't follow the rules we take for granted today. Evolution was still experimenting. And Hallucigenia was one of the more extreme results. Next, we jump forward to something much larger, much heavier, and far more dangerous. Dunkleosteous, a massive armored fish that lived around 360 million years ago, long before dinosaurs. At first glance, it looked like a fish wearing medieval armor. Its head and upper body were covered in thick bony plates, and its jaw could snap with incredible force. But the terrifying part was its mouth. It didn't have teeth. Instead, it had sharpened bone blades. That functioned like self-sharpening scissors. Every time it bit down, the plates ground against each other, staying deadly sharp. Its bite force? Stronger than a T-Rex. It didn't chew. It crushed its prey instantly. Dunkleosteous hunted other armored fish, primitive sharks, and even cephalopods. Nothing smaller than it escaped. Some fossils show marks of its bite on other large fish, evidence of a true apex predator. It swam slowly but deliberately, probably lurking in river mouths and shallow seas, waiting for an opening to strike. It was a living tank with built-in scissors for a mouth, a creature that evolution made, and then removed. Now we move to something far more recent, yet equally bizarre. Macrauchenia. It lived in South America until about 4,000 years ago, around the same time humans were building civilizations in other parts of the world. At first glance, it looked like a camel. But then you notice a long neck, 3-toed feet, and nostrils placed high on its skull, possibly a short trunk. Charles Darwin himself examined fossils and admitted he couldn't classify it properly. It didn't fit neatly anywhere. Not quite a horse, not quite a camel, not quite anything else. It probably used its trunk-like nose to browse leaves, higher than other grazers could reach, or even to sniff out water in dry seasons. It may have moved in small herds, foraging across open grasslands and sparse forests, a gentle but strange giant compared to modern mammals. Macrauchenia reminds us that extinction doesn't just remove familiar animals. It erases entire experiments in life that had no modern equivalent. And unlike some prehistoric animals, humans may have contributed to its disappearance, a reminder of how even species that survived millions of years can vanish quickly once we appear. Jaekelopterus, a giant sea scorpion, was longer than an adult human. Despite the name, it didn't live in the ocean. It lives in freshwater rivers and lakes around 390 million years ago. Imagine standing in shallow water, feeling the current on your legs and beneath you. Something the size of a person moves slowly but deliberately. Its massive claws could grab prey effortlessly, and its sharp limbs sliced anything in reach. It was the apex predator, hunting anything smaller than itself. It likely used its massive claws, not just for hunting, but also for defending territory. Scientists imagine it slowly patrolling riverbeds, sensing vibrations in the water like a living sonar. For smaller creatures, even a shadow passing overhead could signal death. In its time, fresh water was a battlefield, ruled by these giant arthropods. This was a world where arthropods, spiders and scorpions on steroids, ruled the rivers and lakes. Jaekelopterus reminds us that the top predator isn't always a mammal, a dinosaur, or even a fish. Sometimes it's something we'd never expect. And then, slowly, that world ended, replaced by the vertebrates we're more familiar with today. Finally, one of the most efficient mammalian predators ever, Thylacoleonidae, the marsupial lion of Australia. It wasn't a lion, and it wasn't a cat. It was a marsupial, related to wombats and koalas, but it was built purely for killing. Its bite force was the strongest relative to body size of any mammal ever measured. Stronger than lions, stronger than tigers. Its claws were massive and semi-opposable, allowing it to grip prey firmly. Its teeth, shaped like bolt cutters, designed to crush bone. It likely ambushed large marsupials, perhaps from low branches, dense bushes, or rocky outcrops. It was not just strong, it was smart, strategically hunting the safest route to capture prey. Thylacoleonidae may have also climbed trees, or used rocky terrain to ambush prey. Its flexible spine and strong limbs suggest it could leap or pounce with precision. Early humans would have encountered it as an apex predator capable of stalking silently, a reminder that survival often depended on caution and quick thinking. It lived until about 40,000 years ago, disappearing soon after humans arrived in Australia. Once again, an entire predator lineage vanished, not replaced, just gone. Extinction didn't just erase animals we recognize. It erased entire branches of life with no modern equivalent. Creatures that feel alien, because in a way they truly were. Some lived hundreds of millions of years ago, like Hallucigenia and Dunkleosteous. Others, like Thylacoleonidae and Macrauchenia, disappeared within the span of human memory. Some were gentle, some were deadly, some were tiny experiments, some were apex predators. All of them show how fragile life is, and how incredible it can be when evolution experiments. And these were just 5. Next time, we'll explore extinct animals that were even bigger, even stranger, and even more terrifying